Snow White is actually good.
Weird.
Weird.
Weird. Weird.
Weird.
Yeah. Weird. Weird.
Look, if I'm gonna wear a fucking Snow White dress, I deserve to be
Get
paid
paid.
every cent. Not 1 cent less. Well, that won't be a problem for Rachel Zegler because chances are her career's completely down the toilet after this movie comes out. Despite that, however, Snow White was good.
Weird. Weird.
Weird. How many times in this review can we find an opportunity to say
Weird.
weird? Weird.
Many times.
We should
many
put like a
times.
little countdown in the corner for weird.
Yes, countdown. Weird. Weird.
Anyway, so Snow White. It's not called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's just called Snow White.
It's just
Were they
called
worried
Snow White.
the
yeah.
dwarfs were gonna steal the spotlight from?
I think so.
Maybe
Yeah.
Rachel Zegler made that a contractual obligation that it had to be called Snow White because she was worried about the dwarves stealing her thunder.
Or her name being changed to Sand Brown.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She was born in the snow.
She was born in the snow.
That's
That
why.
was white. That's why she is Snow White. Not because her skin is white,
No.
as it traditionally was meant to be.
Weird.
Weird. Before we go any further, let's review our initial thoughts when we were watching the trailer.
Snow White, yes or no?
Yes, so I can make fun of it.
Yes, because he's forcing me to go see it.
Otherwise,
No.
We had very low expectations.
And as it turns out, the movie is better than expected. Surprisingly good.
Yeah,
And-
in a weird way, I'm actually shocked that I enjoyed this more than Moana 2. If you had asked me a couple months ago, would I enjoy watching Snow White? There's no way I would have said yes.
And because of that, I think, Michael, the joke is on us. And therefore, we have to pay the price. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. I reckon this suits the occasion.
So we're gonna eat crap for saying that Snow White was shit.
Too quick to judge.
We at the team of Movies Worth Seeing
Yep.
apologize. This wasn't the complete dumpster fire that I thought it was gonna be. It wasn't a 10 out of 10 or
Oh,
anything
it
like
was
that.
certainly not a 10 out of 10. But you know what makes the whole thing actually pathetic? Like, makes the whole thing
Like tragic.
tragic is that the movie wasn't bad, and I think it would have been a box office success if it wasn't for Rachel Zegler. Not to put 100% of the blame on her, it's the casting behind it that decided to go into diversity hire and get her in it. That is the first problem. Then the second problem, her presence is just annoying beyond anything. She's worse than a Karen.
One thing I didn't notice about Rachel until Addy pointed it out, and then once he did, I could not stop noticing it, is that she always has her mouth open. Like,
She doesn't shut her mouth.
not like talking.
Not talking.
Just even when nothing's happening on screen, she's just...
I think she shut her mouth twice. And it's like, why? It's just so annoying.
Well, I guess it's interesting because her mouth always being open is what got the movie into trouble in the first place, right? Weird. Interestingly, though, the other controversy that Snow White had was
The seven
the
dwarfs.
dwarfs.
I gotta say, when they got introduced, I was really frustrated by it because the animations behind it was like really odd. But you kind of get used to it and you kind of fall in love with them a little bit. They are funny.
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
I felt like they came across as whimsical, fantastical creatures.
Yeah.
I also liked the design of them and the joyfulness of their presence. Like when they came on screen, I was singing along to the music and I was enjoying it. I felt like the gremlins in the giant movie theater in Gremlins when they watched Snow White. But getting back to Snow White, I feel bad for the people that worked behind the scenes on this because for them to have watched what Rachel has done in the lead up to the release of this, you must be like slapping yourself, just thinking,
They probably pulled all their hair out dealing with all of this. It's a PR disaster. And it just makes the whole thing a tragedy because the movie actually was fun to watch. Everything around it was really good.
Gal Gadot was actually really good. It's a welcomed, refreshing thing to see after seeing her be Wonder Woman and all these, stereotypical hero roles. It was actually good to see her let loose a bit and play with her usual typecasting.
And the first song she did, I didn't know she could sing, and I'm sure they auto-tuned the out of it, but it sounded really good. Her animations were really good as the animated character she became, in a sense. Her movements in her face, the shapes that she created, it was actually really good. I thought, wow, I'm starting to fall in love with this actress again.
She is one of those women though, like, you forget how freaking attractive she is until you see her again in a movie and you're like,
But that's why it's weird that Snow White, Rachel Zegler, that they make... Rachel Zegler is not an ugly person. If you watch her on some weird thing of like tasting American versus British foods, they make her look really good. And then in this movie, she looks terrible.
do you think it's the hairstyle or like,
I think like the difference between the two, one, she's just herself. And here in Snow White, she's just acting. And it's just like, she moves everything with a low jaw and then always her mouth is open. And it's just weird.
I gotta take off this dress, man.
It's too hot.
So hot.
Clearly, Michael's not going to get paid because he's refusing to wear the dress.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Now I understand what she means. After wearing a dress, I'm like, yeah, girl.
Oh my God.
You gotta get paid every dollar.
I need millions of
Not
dollars
$1
now. I need millions of
less.
dollars. I just can't get over it. If an actor single-handedly, not ruined one, but 3 movies.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, right? Of the other movies, they were all remakes, sequels, prequels, like West Side Story, a remake. You got the Hunger Games.
Ballad of
Prequel.
Songbirds and Snakes.
I think that like everyone's pretty sick of prequels, sequels, remakes.
But the original trilogy was amazing. I was kind of excited for it until I knew Rachel Zegler was in it, and I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. And yes, exactly what I thought happened. She just drew up all the attention and then became a complete selfish actress that everything she was doing, the energy was just going inwards and wasn't sharing any of love and care for other people and just loved and cared for herself. And
That was actually, that was a good point, because you said that in regards to who's the actor that played the
Prince?
yeah.
Oh, Prince. The stalker. Weird.
That dude deserves fucking praise. Imagine having to deal with Rachel on set and having to pretend you like her and that you find her enjoyable to be around. Massive kudos to that guy. He's also really likable and fun to watch on screen.
Yeah, he was good.
I constantly was thinking to myself, when are we getting back to that character?
Right,
Which is
and-
ironic
'Cause-
because Rachel in one of the interviews was saying
He could be cut out.
He could be cut out. We don't really need him.
Because he's got a bit of a stalker, isn't he? Weird.
It's Hollywood, baby.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Oh my God.
Ironically, he's one of the best parts of this film. You know what's funny?
Yes.
There's lots of moments in Snow White that I can't take seriously because of Shrek. Like seeing the mirror on the wall, my immediate thought was the scene from Shrek when the mirror is like, all right, it's time to set him up. Let's set up Lord Farquaad with these 3 chicks.
Bachelorette number 2 is a cape-wearing girl from the land of fancy. Although she lives with 7 other men, she's not easy. Just kiss her dead, frozen lips and find out what a live wire she is. Come on, give it up for Snow White.
And then I was just thinking to myself, I miss Shrek. I want to watch Shrek again. Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Let's go into a little bit more in detail of the story itself. 2 things that did bother me. that I didn't enjoy. One is again around Rachel Zegler. Her accent was just so f***ing weird. Weird. It was just her own accent, and it was just American. Everybody else was American as well, but then her American just stood out from everybody else's. Her voice was different, her accent was different, everything was different about her, and it just didn't fit within the world. Secondly, isn't it a major story point that the apple puts her into a sleep
Yeah.
for a prolonged period of time?
Yeah.
She wasn't asleep for more than 2 minutes. Everybody knows Snow White. They know the apple. I reckon they could have taken it a lot further without milking it. Maybe they did have it and they had to cut it out because Rachel Zegler was asleep and she probably requested more attention.
She was
Like, I don't have attention when I'm asleep. She was like, I need to show people my voice and my teeth.
so there's gonna be a couple of scenes without me, like weird.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, this makes sense. I'm sure there was a lot more screen time for Jonathan, Andrew Burnham, the prince, because Prince is rebel, prince, bandit kind of thing. But as Rachel said, and she warned us, he could be cut out.
It's Hollywood, baby.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Hollywood.
Weird. So he could probably cut out a lot of his scenes.
Well, I
get to
propose
her.
we make a petition for the Andrew cut with all of his scenes in it. The movie probably goes for 4 hours, but f*** it.
Because all that got cut out because of Rachel. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine just cut Rachel out completely. That's my petition. I want to make a movie, even doesn't make no sense whatsoever. Just Snow White without Snow White.
All right, let's get into the final ratings. I'd give Snow White 3.5 stars out of 5. It's fun. It was entertaining. The music was great. The look, the style they went for, everything looked great. Standout performances were Gal Gadot and Andrew Burnap, and it was intriguing to see our expectations twisted. It was fun. Do I think it's gonna stand the test of time and be this memorable movie that we'll reminisce about for years to come?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
No. For different reasons.
For different
Yes.
reasons.
Not because of the quality
scenes.
from behind the scenes, the political, not political, the whole film industry. I believe that this movie can start,
A revolution.
in a way, a revolution. Because it's a good movie, ruined by political and DEI. They dug their own grave.
Yeah.
Full stop.
So, what's your final rating?
I would actually end up on a 3.5 as well. And I would single-handedly give the credit to Rachel Zegler to drop that from a 5 out of 5 to a 3.5. Single-handedly, she took points away from the film. The animations were fantastic. The story was actually really good. They lost a little bit of track with what they were doing when it comes to the prince, because they kind of cut out 90% of his screen time probably. A few cheesy moments here and there, but it is a kid's film. And I hate to say it, and that's why I'm wearing a dress. I stand corrected. I'm the fool. He
Plot
was a fool.
twist, Addie loves wearing dresses. And this was all a ploy for him to make out like he's being forced to wear a dress.
It was actually a ploy to get Michael on a dress. But okay. Anywho. Weird.
Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more reviews like this. Until next time, peace out, guys.